This is television for the Isles of Scilly, brought to you with Worldwide Financial Planning, Truro and Penwith College, and the Scilly Lottery. From Radio Scilly, this is scillytv.com.
So joining me in the studio right now, I have Rick Persich, the chairman of the World Pilot Gig Championships Committee. Hello, sir.
Hello, Dean. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, last time I saw you, I was dashing around. How can I put it? It was chaos with all the racing going on, and that was kind of my first visit to Scilly, you know. And now this is a nice, relaxed environment, so it's good to actually sit down and talk to you.
Well, actually, myself and my committee never indulge in chaos. We take a fairly relaxed attitude to just about everything.
I think it was under the regime of Kerry. It was chaotic, I think, at that point. Anyway, but I mean, obviously it's coming up again. I was walking through town earlier today, and I saw the flagpoles are up, so things are starting to take shape, aren't they?
Yes, they are. The road closure notices have been affixed to all the street furniture. The letters have been sent to the residents and to the police and emergency services, to the transport companies, etc., notifying them of our road closure. And on Tuesday of next week, the fire brigade will come and hose down the Rakabite boat park. Right. And then on the following Friday, we will begin erecting the tunnel again.
So this is the big blue kind of sort of food storage where you can get your food and everything and all that?
That's right. It's really our headquarters. It's a converted polytunnel frame.
Right.
That we put plywood around the outsides to give them a bit of comfort inside. And we have a new lid for last year, which is superb. Keith Buchanan assisted us he got it made for us. And once that's up, then Maggie and her girls start tucking in and getting all the cooking done.
I'll tell you what, the food was good.
The food is absolutely brilliant. Every year Maggie astounds me with how much she gets done in a very short time. But I understand her cooking starts at about Christmas for us. And she's an absolute diamond, and she and her girls are incredibly popular with all the competitors and spectators because it's high calorie, high carbohydrate food at a low price.
Well, this is it. I mean, I'm talking to obviously the champions last year, the Warrior Boys from Par, was it?
That's right. Yes.
And that, you know, I said to them after they qualified and got through to the final and everything, I said, so you out having a drink? No, pasta, that's it until the end of the last race and it's all finished. Then they'll go and enjoy themselves. They do take it very, very seriously, don't they?
I think that the crews that take part in and expect to be in the top two groupings, they are incredibly serious. For many years, Caradon were successful, and then there was the determination by other clubs to knock them off their perch, which they did. And of course, Caradon, I suspect, have been training like fury this year, but so will Par have been, and so will several others who will be in contention.
How many gigs were involved last year?
Last year, I think it was about 118.
Has that increased this year?
Yes, it is. We've got 129 gigs entered for the championships. Those are the gigs that have paid their money.
Right.
And that can vary. We could get additional gigs because we aren't pedantic about it. If somebody brings a gig over and they've got 6 rowers and a coxswain, they can enter.
Unbelievable.
But it's an unbelievable number of gigs. It makes the start marshal's job incredibly difficult on the long races. To line up 120 gigs for the off is unbelievably difficult.
It's like the nightmare of the Grand National, isn't it, really, I think?
Well, it is.
On a water scale.
Yeah, it is. And, of course, the Grand National, the ground doesn't move under them and the wind doesn't blow them off course. So it does make it very, very difficult. And this year we don't have Keith Hale with us.
No, he's away, isn't he?
Keith is going to the royal wedding. He's abandoned us, and... But we're very, very fortunate. His helper for the last half dozen years is Andrew May, who's another incredibly imperturbable character, and he will be taken over as the start marshal.
Brilliant. So that's all sorted, no problems?
No problems whatsoever.
So who is extra this year? You've got some people from all over the place, haven't you?
Yes, we have. There's 4 new gig clubs have joined the CPGA from Barnstable, Bideford, Portland and Sidmouth.
Right.
And last year 7 new gigs were built, and this year we have 7 new gigs in build. And 3 of the new gigs for this year will be entering the championships. That's Cormoran from Mounts Bay, Lady Frida from Barnstable, and Serafina from Nankersey. So they should have a good showing, because apparently when a gig's not seen the water, it's at its fastest because it hasn't absorbed moisture. That's an allegation that's made anyway.
Right, okay. Or an excuse if it's the losing team.
Absolutely.
So people from Essex, I believe, turned up. Is that right?
Well, no, they're not turning up, but I'm told that there are gigs in build in Ireland, Essex and America.
Right.
That's quite unusual. We've had Thames Scullers down in the past, not on a gig that they have, but in a borrowed gig. And it'll be interesting if we have Essex in their own gig. And of course I would like to get America and Ireland to come, because it makes it a little more international for the World Championships.
How has it grown for you? I mean, since you've been in this position for the last 5 years, how has it changed? I mean, is it just increasing all the time?
It's increasing in numbers by between 5 and 10 gigs a year wishing to take part. And so we have gone from, when I was first involved with the gigs, there were about 80 gigs taking part. And so it's gone up by 1/3.
Easily.
Which is...
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is, but it is a very fast-growing sport. And it's a sport that once you've got the gig isn't expensive to pursue.
No, and very healthy.
It's incredibly healthy, and it's the team get a great rapport with one another. It's a very friendly sport, except when the go is given. And then anything goes.
And then anything goes. Last year I remember seeing oars flying off the boats and off the gigs and everything. People losing the oar out of the what do they call them? The pins.
Oh yeah, when the pins go snapping.
When the pins go snapping, yeah. And it all becomes a bit chaotic then, and there's shouting and everything. But it creates such an atmosphere that I think people, when they come to the gig championships, they actually embrace it quite well, don't they?
They absolutely love it. One of the benefits that they have through coming to these delightful islands is that they can't go home in the evening. And so you have 60-odd gig clubs socialising every evening for 3 or 4 days. And that's great for the camaraderie, and that's why they really want to come to Scilly and hold the championships on Scilly, because they are, as a group, for the whole of the weekend.
And this is now obviously the mecca for pilot gig championship racing.
Well, I mean, there's lots of championship races elsewhere, but this is the World Championships.
There you go, you see. That's all you have to say, isn't it? So what else have we got? Is there anything else you want to add today? I mean, what's the next steps? We've got the polytunnel going up.
Well, the boat part, the Rakabite boat part, will be washed down by the fire brigade next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And that's preparing us for putting up the tunnel on next Friday. And the roads will be closed on Thursday the 28th until Tuesday the 3rd of May to traffic.
Right.
But all those that need to know, we've notified already.
Perfect. So it's all ready and waiting now, just to get it all done.
Yep.
And get it going.
Absolutely. If there were some volunteers over the weekend that wanted to come and help us and help the Rainbows with picking up a little bit of litter, they'd be gratefully received over the weekend. But this year's been a very smooth year. Everything's gone very well, and I'm very pleased about it.
Rick, thank you very much for coming in and speaking to us today.
You're very welcome.